Unbelievable. Democrats like Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker are pushing on their view to demonize ICE agents, taking his comments coming after Nancy Pelosi threatened to up the ante against ICE, saying, quote, "Our state and local authorities may arrest federal agents if they break California law, and if they are convicted, the president cannot pardon them. We will not be intimidated by politically motivated fear tactics."
You cannot touch federal agents when they're doing their job, and that's something that they know. It's something that we reminded them of last night, because if you do, you're committing a crime.
We will charge them if they think I want. They have not met me, because we will charge them if they are violating the law.
The political world just exploded, and I've got to break it down for you. Nancy Pelosi, former House Speaker, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker just dropped a bombshell. They said state authorities could arrest federal ICE agents if they violate state laws. You heard that right. Arresting the very people protecting America's borders. Law enforcement groups are furious. They say this kind of talk is reckless, dangerous, and flat out unconstitutional. What started as political posturing is now a full-blown national fight about power, law, and public safety. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche jumped in with a message that couldn't be clearer. You cannot touch federal agents doing their job. If you do, you're committing a crime. He reminded everyone what's at stake here. Under the Trump Homeland Security Task Force, federal agents took down cartels, seized mountains of drugs, and shut down trafficking rings. Instead of thanking these men and women, Blanche said, Democrats are threatening to arrest them. It's shameful. If you stand with the men and women who risk it all to keep America safe, hit subscribe right now. You won't want to miss. Trutrin Trafru South. Asam Sursapristakru. It's true, it unfolds. Governor Pritzker. He accused ICE agents of racial profiling and targeting black and brown Americans, but Blanche wasn't having it. He pointed out that over half of ICE's field agents are Hispanic, and the courts have already shot down those claims. Our officers aren't violating the Constitution, he said. They're enforcing it. His challenge to Pritzker: spend one night in the field, see the danger firsthand. When you call heroes villains, only the cartels are celebrating. And just when you thought it couldn't get hotter, former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi stepped up and took things nuclear. On live TV, Bondi announced her office had sent official legal warnings to Pelosi, Pritzker, even Chicago's mayor. Her warning? Publishing ICE agents' names and locations, doxing, could be a federal crime, not free speech.
No. And Jesse, first time I've seen the Lori Lightfoot video is just now on your show. She will be getting a letter from us tomorrow to preserve anything that she's done as well, to make sure that she's not violating the law. It appears she is. You cannot disclose the identity of a federal agent, where they live, anything that could harm them. Pritzker, same ballgame with him. And, you know, Pelosi got a letter today from Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. So did Brooke Jenkins, that DA in San Francisco. We told them, preserve your emails, preserve everything you have on this topic, because if you are telling people to arrest our ICE officers, our federal agents, you cannot do that. You're impeding an investigation, and we will charge them if they think I want. They have not met me, because we will charge them if they are violating the law. We will protect our federal agents. They're out there working nonstop, as you're showing right now during a shutdown. These people are out there working to keep Californians safe, yet you've got Pelosi out there saying to obstruct their investigation. You can't do it, and we're going to investigate her now.
You cannot touch federal agents when they're doing their job, and that's something that they know. It's something that we reminded them of last night, because if you do, you're committing a crime. And the amazing thing about what happened is yesterday President Trump announced and formally launched the Homeland Security Task Force. This is, in our modern history, the single largest effort by law enforcement to combat narco-terrorists and to get the scourge and the drug dealers out of this country. In just 60 days, we've arrested over 3,200 drug dealers and either gotten them out of this country or put them in jail. On that same day, you have Pelosi, you have other congresswomen, you have a congressman from New York, and you have the governor of Illinois not praising that, not thanking President Trump, but saying that federal law enforcement agents should be arrested. That's the best example of the difference between what this administration is doing and what the Democrats want done. And it's sad, and I feel bad for our federal law enforcement and their families and their wives and their husbands and their children when their mom goes to work every day putting their life on their line, and they have governors and leaders in the Democrat Party suggesting they should be arrested.
If you're telling people to arrest our federal agents, you're impeding an investigation, and we will charge you. Bondi stood up for federal officers working through government shutdowns and political attacks. These people risk their lives every single day to keep Americans safe, she said. And some politicians want to obstruct them. It's insanity. She called out Pelosi and Pritzker's rhetoric as an insult to every badge in America. Her promise law enforcement will be protected, politicians' approval or not. Her tone? Unbreakable. Donald Trump will not put up with it. We're going to protect our men and women in blue, and these politicians won't get away with it. But this wasn't just a warning. Bondi said her letters are the first step in holding officials accountable. Deleting posts, emails, or statements won't work. If you're obstructing justice, we will find out, and you will answer for it. Want to know how this fight ends? Subscribe now and stay tuned for every twist in this legal showdown. Bondi also spotlighted victims' rights, recalling a horrific murder on mass transit. We charged that monster with federal murder. 14 arrests, should have been behind bars. That's how we got jurisdiction. And yes, I'm seeking the death penalty. The message is clear. Strong enforcement saves lives. Bottom line, Pelosi and Pritzker didn't just target ICE, they went after the rule of law itself. Pam Bondi drew the line. Federal agents are not political pawns. Deputy Attorney General Blanche nailed it. Federal agents are not the enemy. They are the line between order and chaos. This isn't about party lines, it's about principle. Law enforcement deserves respect, not ridicule, and as Bondi made clear, accountability is coming. Subscribe for must-see coverage of America's fight for border security, justice, and the rule of law. The next chapter starts now.
Thanks for watching The Left Wing Critic, where politics meets passion and we hold power to account. If you're tired of corporate spin and left-wing noise, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and join the movement. The left doesn't stay silent, and neither do we.